Good morning and welcome to today's Tech Talks. Hope you're doing well wherever you're watching. First up, I'm joined by Elan, who have been present in the security market since 1992. In almost 30 years of evolving presence, the company now exports almost 50% of its production in Europe, Africa and the Middle East. Elan cables are available in PVC, halogen-free and polyurethane, complying with the latest rules and regulations, including the CPR. Now, Elan are a cable manufacturer serving the security business, including alarm systems, fire detection, CCTV, and network installations. In 2000, Elan launched the battery brand BIGBAT, VRLA batteries spanning from 6V to 12V and 12V long life. They've got an excellent reputation in the market with a quality price ratio that they believe is unbeatable. We're going to be watching a presentation now, and then after the presentation, I'll be putting your question to Elan's Chief Executive, Cristiano Montesi. So if you have any thoughts, as always, any questions you'd like to put to him, just write them in the chat box in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and that's what we'll do. But first, sit back and let's watch the presentation.
Hello. Elan, I think most of you knows as a cable producer and a battery resellers. Elan started the activity long time ago. We started the activity in 1992, so it's almost 30 years that we are in the market. And during these years we have been evolving with the range of products that we offer. Basically, Elan is producing cables for low voltage systems, so everything related to the security systems and CCTV, access control and fire systems, so and evacuation system as well. So as you know, probably know, during these years the market has been evolving a lot, and we keep the pace to follow what the market needs and what are the new rules and the regulations. Today we can count on an export of almost 50% of our turnover. So Elan is very much oriented towards the export of the products that we produce, and we are very proud of it, because it means that not only locally, but we for the domestic market, but we can serve also the needs of other markets as well. Regarding the products, let's go quickly focusing the products range that we produce. As I said, alarm systems products, so all cables related to the alarm systems. We have here different products, so the PVC, the standard let's say product, and the low smoke zero halogen that is fully certified according to the new CPR regulation. All our products are CPR ready, but different products are certified with a better performance under fire conditions. We have then the CCTV products, so all the coax cables, combo coax cables, and data cables as well, UTP and FTP, Cat5e and Cat6. So as you can see, we have a wide range of products serving also the CCTV. Connected to the CCTV business, then we have also the accessories. In fact, we can propose also the BNC connectors that is with a unique, if you want, technology, that is the compressions type, that is very fast, and you can watch the videos online as well, where you can see that in less than 1 minute you can compress the BNC for your cables. Less than 1 minute, can you imagine? Then We have all the products related to the fire systems, so the fire resistant cables. All our cables are pH 120, so this means that the cables are resistant to fire for 120 minutes, 2 hours. And also this product is something that is giving us a lot of satisfaction because it's very much appreciated in the market. What is the particularity of this product? It's the fire resistance itself, so 2 hours, it's a very good performance, but also the certification under CPR. So the fire cable of Elan is certified CPR, CCA, with the highest standard of this category. What else? Well, the fire cable, it's under the electrical point of view, it's a very well performing, even with longer loop. We did in our history a loop that is up to 1 kilometer or 1.2 kilometers without any problem. So you can count on the Elan Fire, that is the name of our fire resistant cable, that is the proper cable for all kind of installations. Then let's move the attention to the batteries. We have our own brand registered in Italy and in Europe as well, that is BIGBAT. BIGBAT is present in the market since 20 years approximately, and we sell approximately 1 million pieces per year. So can you imagine 1 million pieces in 20 years? You can count how many of our batteries have been put in the market. The BIGBAT brand is very reliable. We don't have any issue with the product. It's a product that is granting high performance at the right price. So it's a good combination in terms of price and quality, and all our products, this is something I would like to underline, are always available in the stock. So if you place the order today, you can be sure that in few days the material is shipped from our warehouse. That's something that is quite unique in our range of products and in our business. The production, where is the production of Elan? In Italy. We produce cables fully in our factory I'm sitting here in the factory, and then later on we can even look at the factory, and we produce all cables that you see in our range, in our range of products, in our catalog. By the way, you can find our 2 catalogs, and you can download the catalogs online, where you can see all the range of products. This is a quite useful tool you can use even during your projects, because inside our catalog you find also the data sheets that are needed for the projecting of your business. So I think I said quickly everything about Elan. Now let's move a bit, and I'll show you the factory where we produce the cables.
We are in the factory now. As you can see, everything starts from the raw materials. So copper for what is concerned with the cable, and the PVC bags and low smoke halogen compounds for the halogen-free cable. Everything starts from here, and then we go through all the other processes that are making the cable fit. Here we are in the 2 important machines we have for the production of the fire resistant cable. So this machine, we take the cores, so the copper, and with a movement of 1,000 rounds per minute, we can cover up the copper for the fire resistance of the cable. Now we are preparing a fire resistant cable, as you can see, and These are the extrusion lines where we produce first the cores and then the jacket, the final jacket outside the cable. And let's go now to the machines where we reunion the cores. So you see the process after the insulation of the cores that we do. Here we reunion the core, and with this machine we did the twisting of the cable, we did the drainage of the cable, and all the tapes for the screening of the cable. So from this process we get the main cable that will be then back to the extrusion lines for the final jacket.
Well, I am happy to say that I have the Chief Executive, Cristiano Montesi, with me now live. Hello, Cristiano. How are you today?
Hello, I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you.
And whereabouts in the world are you? Because we saw in your presentation that you showed us a bit around the factory that where you create these cables.
Yeah, I did a presentation in a sort of particular way this time. So I've shown exactly how we produce the cables, even to give a sort of understanding to who is watching that we really produce the cables, because nowadays they are all producers, but not all of them are really producers. So I wanted to show that we materially do the cables in our factory.
Lovely. And where is the factory?
It's in Camerano. It's in the east coast of Italy, in the center. So we are just in front of Croatia in terms of geographical position, let's say.
Great. Well, it's good to know where you are. And just a reminder that this is really an opportunity, if you have any questions after watching Cristiano's presentation or questions more generally about what Elan do, that you can put them to him. So please do write those questions in the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen, and I will put them to Cristiano as they come. But just to kick off, something that you sort of spoke about that I mentioned in the introduction is about the new CPR regulations. And I wonder, how will they impact the industry and how are you adapting to that?
Yeah, CPR impacted with our business in 2017 for mostly all kind of cables except the fire resistant cables. It's very recent, the effect that we got on the fire resistant cables, and basically Elan was already ready with the CPR just even before 2017. So when there was the kickoff of the CPR, we were complying immediately. Then it took a bit of time to certify our cables in the higher standards, but immediately after the kickoff, we got the certifications, and even last year we got the certification, CPR certification with the higher standards of the fire resistant cable. So we are in the business since many years, and we cannot get behind the regulations. We have to be ahead of regulations, and we always try to comply as better as we can.
Great, thank you for that. And I imagine it's been something that you really have to keep an eye on, and could have it is having a big impact on the industry.
Yeah, if you see even what's going on in terms of fires and accidents that are around the world, think about Dubai, think about UK as well, the firewall tower, the fire reaction of the material that you use in the buildings is very, very important. It's crucial sometimes to save lives. And that's why we have to always keep an eye on the regulations, because regulations are following even the incidents and the accidents that are happening unfortunately sometimes. So always stick at the procedures and the regulations to have a good performance when you deliver your products. That's a general rule that all the producers must have.
So important. So in terms of the cables, what are the key benefits of the Connex cable?
Well, before we talk about fire-resistant cables, but we don't produce only fire-resistant cables. We have a wide range of low-voltage cables, and the KNX, the Connex, is one of the latest newborn of Elan family, and yeah, that's quite another for us. It's a milestone, another milestone, because we got the Connex certification for our cable, so that means high standards and high performance as well, because before we were talking about the how the product behave in case of fire, but another important thing is what are the performance, the electrical performances of the products as well. So you have to comply with the new protocols, so the new data that are traveling through the cables. So the Connex cable is complying with the Connex protocol and is certified by the Connex organization, and can be used in the, nowadays we always talk about building automation, smart buildings, and so on. So that's the cable you need when you want to communicate with your building. That's something that is needed if you want your building to be connected with you.
Okay, thank you. And I've had a question come through from someone who's watching, so thank you for this question. And I think it's connected to what we were talking about in that first answer about fire safety and the regulations. And they asked, for fire cables, what are the approvals required?
Yeah, the fire, it depends which country this question comes from. If, for example, in Italy we have a certain regulation, and the certification is needed under the CPR point of view, so the fire reaction of the cables, and the fire resistance is let's say left to the producer. So the producer must test the cables in order to certify the fire resistance of the cable. In other countries is requested the third-party certificate for the fire resistance of the cable. So it depends from which country this question is coming from. Generally speaking, I have to say that our cables are always tested by third-party labs, if you want, and we have for our quality management system the LPCB approval. So our quality management system is certified by BRE, the British standard, because we find it the most competent, if you want, and the most complete in terms of tests and certifications.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for that question too. We've got another one that's come in, Cristiano, and this is, I guess, builds on this idea that I know that 50% of your business is export.
Yeah.
And this particular question is connected to the UK, and they're asking, is the UK going to be a problem after Brexit with regards to standards?
That's a good question. I would love to have an answer, but till now I don't have it. I am in touch with the BRE. As I said, we are always under scrutiny, if you want, by BRE, the British standard, the British organization, and that's not clear yet. So probably there will be a sort of agreement between European standards and British standards. Let's say for the moment the British regulation is valid in UK, and also in other countries in the Middle East, for example, we have to comply with the British standards if the BS regulations, if you want, if we want to export our products to UK.
Okay, so you're sort of waiting at the moment to see the more kind of nuanced detail on it.
Yeah. So it's not, as I said, for the moment, who is in UK must comply if they want to buy a product with the British standards. For the moment, no European standards are still accepted by the British standards.
Okay, thank you for that. So we've got another question that's come in, and this is, how often are they tested by LPCB?
It's a yearly test, but that is the compulsory test that you have to do. Bear in mind that LPCB has a very unique system. Whenever they want, they can go in the market, go to a distributor or one of our distributors, buy a reel of cable and test it without you knowing that. That is something unique. And if you want, it's a guarantee for the installer and for the engineer that is specifying an LPCB product that what he gets is really complying. So we avoid, they avoid the fact that the producer gets ready to the test before you send the product to test, and they go anytime and they can check anytime the product that you produce. They go directly in the market, so it's an additional filter they get to comply with the regulations.
Brilliant, thank you. Hope that answered your question. Still a few more minutes to put questions to Cristiano, so if you do have anything else, please do pop them in now while you have the chance. I've got another one that's come through, and it is, can we get cables from a usual distributor, and any recommendations?
Well, if you talk about Elan products, they can get through our distributors, yes, for sure. But we have also a dedicated channel for distribution channel directly from the factory to the installers. So whenever we don't find a distributor close to who is sending us the request, with our logistic department, we can send directly products to the installers. So it's a very this is something that usually manufacturers don't do. So we noticed that not very often we have distributors in some areas or in some countries, and so we just supply directly the installers without problems.
Okay, great question. And actually, on that, in terms of your exports business, where do you export to?
We export, as you said before, Greta, 50% of our products are dedicated to the export. That means Europe, especially North Europe and East Europe. We don't export much in the south of Europe. I don't know why, excluding, let's say, Italy for sure. That is 50% of our turnover. North Europe, East Europe, and then we have North Africa mainly, and Middle East. Middle East is one of our main markets at the moment. It's our, let's say, strategically also, it's very important for us to be in the Middle East.
Yeah, and have you found in the last year, year and a half, given what we've all been going through, have there been any surprises along the way, any in new markets maybe that's emerged? How have you found it?
Well, during the, if you want, during the pandemic situation, we found the Middle East slowing down a lot, and I did not expect that. On the other hand, we saw that some East European countries are doing very well. and our business is growing a lot. So we compensated the slowdown of Middle East during the pandemic with the Eastern European countries. And so let's say at the moment we didn't lose anything with the COVID situation. It was a big surprise for me. But now Middle East is picking up again. So let's say so far so good.
Yeah, well, that must be a real relief for you and for the business, given what we've all gone through. I've got one more question for you, and then we'll be wrapping up soon. But it's a question from someone who's in the UK. Thank you for this question. And they ask, for the UK, what are the usual burn times on the fire-resistant cables, and do they vary?
Yes, this is left to the engineer, let's say. In terms of engineering the system, there must be the knowledge of who is going, which kind of building you are protecting. I mean, depends which kind of building it is, then you have to put the right fire-resistant cable. For example, if you are talking about a warehouse, probably you might need 30 minutes fire resistance, because in 30 minutes all the people there know the place and are able to run away in case of fire without problems within the 30 minutes. But if you take the same building, same square feet, same layout, same everything, but you talk about an hospital, or if you want a nursery house, then you might have a different response in terms of fire alarm from the people living there. Think about the hospital. Most of the people are in the bed. They are not able to walk by themselves. So in that case, you might need the system, the fire system, work in case of fire for more than 30 minutes, because in 30 minutes maybe it's not enough for the people to leave. So in that case you might need 120 minutes fire rated cable, because the evacuation system and the fire extinguishing system must work for more time to allow the people to leave the place. So let's say it depends on which kind of building you are putting the fire system, then you need a different cable, a fire rated cable. Let's say the 30 minutes is the minimum, but then it goes up to 120 minutes, and that is what we produce.
Wonderful. Thank you, Cristiano. Really thorough answer there. I hope you got the information that you needed. Well, we're coming to an end. Just one final thing, Cristiano. Is there anything, any product, any cable, anything that people should be keeping an eye out for, you know, in the coming year?
Yes, smart building, as I said, it's something that is coming up very quickly. So I would suggest, I'm not against wireless system. Although I produce cables, of course, I have to be against wireless systems. But wire is always a better and more safe and more stable connection if you want the system to work. And well, all the cables related to the bus system, Connex systems, everything that is related to the home building automation, it's very important. And all the people must keep, all the installers and the engineers must keep an eye on it, because it will become more and more important in the next future. And I told you before we were online, we produced cables. We went to the moon and we came back halfway. So who better than us can tell you how the cable must be done?
Yeah, I absolutely love that visualization. You've managed to manufacture enough cables to go to the moon and halfway back. That's a great thing to end our session on. Thank you so much for all the questions that have come through this morning. Thank you so much, Cristiano Montesi from Elan, the Chief Executive. Thank you for joining us for our
It was my pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And if you do have any other questions that you've not been able to put to Cristiano, you can book an appointment with an Elan representative at their exhibitor booth. So please do that. We will be back at 10:45 with our next Tech Talk, and that's with Reveal Media. So look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye.